The first 5 chickens that we bought turned out to be roosters. I thought, like, why are they not laying eggs?
Meet Tim. He is a Dutch actor who moved to Serbia almost 10 years ago. Together with his collaborator Vivien, a half-Serb from London, he settled in a rural area where they renovated a village homestead and created a unique retreat and art residency. He shared how he found true freedom in rural Serbia, how Serbian humor differs from Dutch humor, and how he deals with the famous Serbian inat, Ajmo.
What are the biggest shocks that you encountered here in Serbia after first moving here?
I think the positive shock is really how incredibly social and friendly and helpful people are, and how creative, and with so little money and means, how much people can do, and the freedom and the humanity. Like in the Netherlands, everything is fixed in rules and there's no possibility for exceptions because everybody has to follow the rules. So if you want something else, it's really difficult. So that was a really positive shock that I can just knock down a shed or build something. I don't need permits, or maybe I do, I don't know. In the Netherlands, you need to first get a permit, and your neighbors need to give permission, and like it takes years just to get the paperwork done. And if there's some kind of a special frog living there, then you can't build because the frog is protected. And here you can just do whatever you want. This is the turkey place.
Whoa, this is a big one. And you feed them by yourself?
Yeah, they get a bit of concentrate a bit, and they go outside every day. They'll just eat whatever, a bit of grasses and insects. And the guy is sitting on eggs, very funny.
Or the guy? Why do he do this?
Yeah, because at a certain moment, oh, look. Okay,
Here is a newborn turkey.
Yeah, let's go. We'll put this one with the rest because they are really bad mothers, turkeys. They are known for that.
You mean they don't look after their kids?
No, yeah, a lot will die otherwise. I think he figured it out that I am stealing his baby.
He's special guy, or it's usual thing for turkeys?
No, I don't think it is normal. I think he's a very emancipated dude. Hey Viv, the guy, the male turkey hatched an egg.
That is so sweet.
That is so cool. Because we lost a few already because we had a woman, a female turkey sitting there and how many did she have? 4 or 5? And I think only 1 really is alive still, isn't it? If you're moving to something like this, to rural Serbia, I think it's really fantastic. And I think people are fantastic and you can basically do whatever you want. So like here, I can kill a chicken, put it on the barbecue and sell the chicken to my guests. Those are 3 illegal things already in the Netherlands. You cannot kill your own chickens, you cannot put it on the barbecue, and you can certainly not sell it to guests. I can make my own cherry liqueur and sell it to my guests. In the Netherlands, no way that you can make your own alcohol and sell it to your guests, like no way. That is the real Serbia, that's Balkan. That is the freedom, that is self-sustainability. So a lot of people, it's like a modern Western thing to want to have a self-sustainable lifestyle. But for a lot of Serbs, that's just life. And so they're very good at it. They're very creative. You know, they can make all the ajvar and whatever. Everyone has the knowledge to ferment food and make their own bread or cheese or whatever. Everyone here knows how to do that.
I've had a connection with Serbia since I was young. I used to come to Vršac, where my family is from, every summer pretty much. And I would spend like 6-7 weeks of the year. But I've never lived here, so living is obviously very different. And living in a rural area, coming from London, you know, it's a huge change. But I've really come to, yeah, I suppose, understand Serbia and people here in a much deeper, in a different way, and appreciate things that I didn't appreciate before, or I wouldn't have appreciated before, because the only contacts I used to have was with family or with childhood friends. And now that's very different. My world has kind of expanded here.
What did you learn about Serbian people?
So sometimes we have guests here, right? We have Serbian guests coming here. And I sometimes come and I see them talking with each other. And I get this, I used to get this feeling they know each other. And I'm always like, do you know each other? It's like, no, we don't know each other. But Serbian people are just so warm and so friendly and so open to strangers. And immediately it's very personal and friendly in a way that I haven't noticed so much in other cultures, especially in England. It's a bit different. But here, people immediately, you can talk to strangers. People are immediately very, very informal and, tapping you, touching each other. That you would see them and you'd think they know each other, but they don't. And there's this kind of real warmth and this real sense of like sociability. Yeah, it's a real social kind of communal feeling that is actually very, very special and very, very unique. I have not experienced quite that anywhere else.
What about neighbors? Do you interact with neighbors?
Yeah, they're very nice.
What is the attitude towards you?
Yeah, very friendly and open. And from the beginning, it was very much curious. And it helps that Vivien speaks the language. And they were like, okay, nice young people, and you're doing something. It's an impulse for the village, and nothing like xenophobia or anything. Very welcoming, and make rakia together. It's always rakia, right, in Serbia.
How do you make rakia?
I learned it from her old uncle, Dede Steva, who was like a 94-year-old guy when I first met him, and he showed me everything, how to make it. So you collect the fruit that is on the floor, everything that fell, you put it in a barrel. You have this barrel with juice. Like you have to learn you have to like tap it and smell it and guess it. There's no science behind it. And then the old guy says, dobar je, dobar. And then you leave it like that, and then the distilling takes forever, right? You put it in a kettle, copper kettle, and then very slowly the first drips come out. It goes on, and then you add some distilled water to it to bring it down to 43, 45, 47 actually. And because you need to smell the fruit. I can now really taste if someone removed the pits from the sliva, from the plum. Because you should remove them, but you can really taste it. You can taste it if people put too much sugar in. You can taste that straight away, but I can taste the fruit. But you can also taste if they remove the pits or not. There's like this kind of a wrong little flavor somewhere in the back that's not quite right.
So you became quite a connoisseur of rakia.
I already drank whiskey in the Netherlands. But I think rakia is way better.
What do you think rakia is the best strong spirit in the world?
It is the best, yeah. Kaisia, I think, is the nicest for me. But I think for me it is, you can drink a whole bottle and you don't get a headache. If it's domaća, if it's homemade, and not too much sugar.
And it's perfect taste, you in some rakis you don't even get the taste of alcohol, So it's mild.
Yeah. It's really like 47% and you drink it and just smooth, and it gets warm here. And no burn. It's just beautiful. I also but rakia is very dangerous. Compared once, I said rakia is basically the most beautiful woman in the world who looks at you and who says, I want to make love with you all night, but she has AIDS. You will die if you make love with her too much, because I cannot drink one glass. I cannot stop when I drink it. So I don't have rakia in the house anymore because I just drink it all. I don't understand people who drink in the morning a cup of coffee with a rakia. I cannot stop drinking. I'm sensitive to all sorts of addictions. So
but you're still making it.
No, also not really. No, because then I have rakia.
You're looking so healthy. Do you see how your health improved when you went here and started growing your own meat, started eating plants that you are growing?
Yeah, I think so. Because what I say, I'm turning 44 in 3 weeks, and I hear a lot that I don't look 44. I also feel quite good. I eat a lot of fresh herbs and not too much meat and good meat. And I work here on the land all the time I don't go to the gym, but I work. It's a very social place. I think it's important also for your health to be social, right? This is an olive herb, this is oregano, this is thyme, there is mint, there is all sorts of curry plant, there's onion, there's all sorts of healthy stuff all the time. Our own fruit, figs will be soon. We have berries, we have apples, we have pears. And then here, the same thing. You know zelje? They put it in pita and stuff.
Yeah.
Like that is growing, that's this one. It's growing everywhere here, but you need to know it in order to see it. And this is dud.
What is it?
It's dud in Serbian, I don't know. Not sweet enough yet. I mean, you can eat them, but here, try this one maybe. Well, not sweet enough, probably. But...
Okay, never tried it. Oh, it's a very strange taste. So all that you're growing, you are eating, or something you are selling?
No, it's all for us.
Yeah.
We're not selling anything. We don't really have enough. We used to, a few years ago,
we tried.
grow more food, which we were then cooking and serving to our guests.
Yeah,
So
exactly. We would try to
but now it was just too much. And of course, we invite over friends to take cherries or collect things, you know, and we give things away when people are here, you know, friends and family and everything. But
how did you learn all this experience, all this knowledge about plants?
no, most of it's through just doing it and learning and making mistakes. You have to just do it. I mean, I did a course in Belgrade in 2017 in permaculture design course. So I learned some things in theory there, like theoretically, and it kind of opened some doors of new ways of thinking about it, how to grow things naturally and in alignment with nature. But most of what you know really is just doing it. Just doing it.
Trying.
Trying and failing, or trying and just experimenting. And also every single plot of land is unique. Like sometimes even, you know, some things grow here and they don't grow somewhere else, in literally even on your own land. So you have to get to know your land really well.
How much time do you spend for all of this work?
It depends. It's very seasonal. Spring is probably the most active, and then autumn also. And then basically most of the year, you're just kind of keeping things alive and keeping the weeds away and keeping things watered and fed. I mean, now I can easily spend 2 full days a week on this. I don't. I spread it out, but I could. But then when it calms down, when everything's established and growing, then maybe like in July and August, it's just basically watering and harvesting.
Yeah.
But there is constant work. There is work.
Did you get some Serbian habits here?
Well, I think it's more of an attitude, like that the human contact is very important. Like if people show up, you just stop what you're doing and you sit and you talk for 2 hours. Or like in the Netherlands, people don't really ask how you are. You say, how are you? Fine, how are you? Fine, and then up to work. So it's always about work. And here it's much more about human contact. So I think that is something that I really, also in the Netherlands, doing much more. Just talk, just contact. Here especially, like I go to bed at 9, 10 o'clock and I wake up at 5 to work outside if I'm here. Or 6 o'clock I wake up, start early. But that's because it's just village life. And I never ate beans. I know, you know, and now I eat pasul. I never liked that. So I think some habits in terms of food have changed a bit. I had a bulldozer to come and dig this out and make the road, because this would be nice to build something small here and that the whole property can be for guests. So that you can really have like 15 people, because we want to do like workshops and 6 is just not really enough. And that guy, my back neighbor, makes wine, so I buy my wine there.
Yeah,
and,
really?
Yeah. So
Is it a good wine?
yeah, there is white wine especially is good, but it's red wine also. But so, and I give that to guests, you know, if they want. We used to do that a lot. We're just doing less now. But if they ask, is it local? I say yes, it's very local. It's like 200 meters away. So, and that's the Fruskagora there.
Yeah.
And you can just about see the monastery through the trees there.
Oh, you are very near. Is it a working monastery? So,
Yeah. Oh, there's the neighbor, Matthew.
Yeah.
Do some work up here. I have an interview.
How you doing?
This is American.
I'm Alexei.
Alex, Matthew.
You're American.
Yeah, I've been here almost 10 years now.
And do you speak Serbian?
Naravno.
Da?
Da.
A možemo da pređemo na srpski jezik.
Možemo i malo da pričamo na srpski jezik, mislim.
A kako si učila srpski jezik? U porodici ili ovde?
Ne, u porodici. Mislim, nisam uopšte zvanično učila srpski. Moj srpski, ja uvek stalno kažem, ja ne mogu da, ne znam padeži, ne znam, rečnik mi je malo siromašan, ali učila sam od mladena. Mislim, moj baba i deda su živjeli sa mnom u Londonu, kad sam bila mala. I onda sam došla ovde svake godine u Vršcu i onda sam tako pričala sa porodicom, sa sestrama i braćama i tako sam naučila srpski. Mislim, uvek je sve bilo to kroz jednostavne svakodanašnje stvari.
Kako ste prvi put došla u Srbiju, a da li imala neki kulturne šokove?
Sve mi je bilo, nisam bila šokirana, osim ono kad trebaš nešto da uradiš, papirologiju, da ideš do banke, do pošte, te takve stvari, to traje mnogo duže nego što sam se ja navikla. To je malo meni bilo, dobro, neko novo iskustvo, ali nisam imala neki kao kulturni šok, culture shock. To ne, zato što mi sve bilo poznato.
Da.
Više te praktične stvari, malo drugačije traju, malo drugačije i ne, ljudi su radoznali, žele da te upoznaju, da sve bude malo lično. Znaš, onako, na primjer, profesionalne stvari. Kada upoznam nekog drugog s kim ću da sarađujem, prvo pitanje ovde je, pa dođi kod mene, dođi na kafu, ajme da se upoznaj moju ženu, moje decu. Mislim, odmah je lično, nešto je informalno, pre nego što počinjemo da radimo zajedno. A to je totalno suprotno od engleskog. Engleska ima toga malo, ali već ste počeli da radite. Prvo je sve profesionalno, sve tako. Ovde nekako ima to friendly i to mi se mnogo dopada, zato što ljudi su ljudi i ljudi gledaju, ok, mi smo ljudi, moramo nekako da se složimo i onda posle može biznis.
How was it for you emotionally to switch in one moment to this rural life after city life?
So it was also a gradual move, and we first came here a few months a year, so we would only be here for a few weeks. We did some building and then we went back to London, and the idea was that here we would work on a new project and then in London we would perform. But I just really liked the freedom and the nature and the freedom mainly that I can just do whatever I want. I can knock down a shed, I can cut down a tree, and nobody is bothering me. So I remember saying to Vivien, like, I was so fed up with the city, and I said, like, I just want to carry wood from one place to another, and that will make me happy. Everything is new, and I really like the animals and like learning, you know, making rakija, making liqueur, learning about everything and working with the animals. So everything is new, making concrete. I knew a bit about electricity, but I did most of the electricity in the rooms. And it's just fun because you're getting better at it. It's also frustrating because you don't know how to do it. I think it was a gradual thing. And at a certain moment, I think it was like, first you learn everything and that's interesting. And then you start to know everything and then it started to become difficult.
What drove you all this time? You need this lifestyle at this stage of your life?
We think that everything in life is a choice, but sometimes it's also that the life chooses for you. My acting career in the Netherlands wasn't really going well, and I was just a bit fed up because it's very difficult to be a freelancer all the time and constantly have to generate work. And I just wanted healthy food and healthy life, and I just wanted something else. I always had this dream of building my own house and having land and, you know, having animals. But at a certain moment, you can't go back. It wasn't finished. You have to continue. You can't give up. So you have to go on. and it's been really, really, really difficult also. You know, also fun and a lot of parties and a lot of people and a lot of accomplishment. And now when I look at it, I'm super proud because it looks amazing.
What was the most difficult part?
The winters. Because it's cold and muddy and the water pipes break and the pigs escape because there's snow on the electric wire and you're alone all the time. And the language barrier for Vivien, it was hard because she had to do most of the communication, especially in the beginning. You don't know who's screwing you over because you're a foreigner and some people want to make a quick money. You know, some people are good people, but you don't know who's who in the beginning. Like we bought the first 5 chickens that we bought turned out to be roosters. So
really?
I thought, like, why are they not laying eggs? And then after a while, I started to see they were attacking each other. And then I started hearing, and I thought, oh, fuck, I have 5 roosters now. And then I had to kill them, but I didn't, that's not what I wanted. I wanted eggs. They saw us coming, you know, they saw these stupid city people, they don't know the difference between a chicken and a rooster. This is the gym I made. It's a funny video on Instagram how I did that. This was a thing I found here. This thing is for put on horses. And I was thinking I have to be able to make something. So this is now like I made a whole pulley system You know, that you can like do like that, or you
This
can
is insane.
you can make yeah, you can make it shorter. You can go like this. You know, you put this here. You can sit like this, and you can do it like that or whatever. There's all sorts of ways to do that.
Is it the right way?
Yeah, that's one of yeah. You can do it in all sorts of ways.
Whoa. It's heavy. Whoa. How many kilograms here?
I don't know.
So you just kind
Just
of...
when it's just a bit heavy, that's good.
It looks like a proper rural gym, you know? You are making some projects here,
Yeah.
I know, with the locals. Some crime series.
Yeah, so it was actually an EU research project about what the effects of community art is on the people participating in the art project. You get certain skills like empathy or listening or solving conflict by doing theater or by doing acting. I had some adults from Mitrovica and Ruma mainly, and we started doing theater and I gave acting classes. But at a certain moment, I bought a camera and I was like, I'm just going to film you and see how that works. Basically, there was no script and we just improvised a scene. So I said, okay, this scene is going to be about this and this. You have 5 minutes, come up with a dialogue and I will film you. It all depends also who wants to, who is available. And it is, I don't know, it's really funny, it's really weird. I also think that their text sounds really natural because there is no script. So they're just using their own words, their own way of saying things. Yeah, so the other project is, we call it Project Patuljak, so the Gnome project. The kids have drama classes and they need to imagine what it's like to be a gnome or like really, really small and you live in the forest. And they come up with stories for the gnomes. And then with another artist, they design houses where the gnomes, how they live, and the artist is going to make those houses at the visitor center in the Fruška Gora, Irski Venac. They're going to put those gnome houses there, and then you can scan like a QR code and you hear the children telling the stories of the gnomes that live in those houses. I don't know if you know, but they're making a monastery there, or rebuilding it.
Yeah.
And this whole village has been burned down 6 times in the Second World War. And then the people rebuilt their homes using the rocks from the old monastery. So all these walls of all these houses these stones come from that 14th century monastery. And here was like a plastic ceiling, like from the 70s. And I was in the attic, so I thought like, there has to be wood there. So I took a crowbar and I was like, okay, you know, I hope it will work. And I smashed through it and broke it, and I saw this beautiful wood. So we took off every plank, sanded it, painted it, put it back on.
This stove.
So this Kaljeва patch, so we have it is running, so inside are metal pipes, and here's the heating system. So it's running, all the radiators in the house is running on wood, basically, on this thing. And in the winter also here, it's like for slow cooking, it's like a nice little oven that you can use as well.
It's so tasty to have the food from a real fire.
Yeah,
These pictures, who painted them?
Vivien. My mother made that one actually, but Vivien made the portraits, and she can play guitar. She's much more talented than I am. This is like the dining table. I made also this.
But now it looks like working area, like an office.
It's always messy here. We do a lot of different projects, and I'm not very tidy, and Vivien is more tidy than me, but we never have enough space for some reason. This is Vivien's art room, so here she does her painting and stuff. This is supposed to be our office, but it is also very messy. At the moment now, I am trying to hatch turkey eggs in here.
It's like incubator.
Incubator, yeah.
You have experience in working in film industry, in theater, and since you started these projects with local people, have you discovered something new about telling stories?
I always used to hate working with amateurs. I was like, please don't let me, you know, because I have worked with some really good people in the Netherlands, and I was like, oh no, God, I don't want to work with these idiots. But they are really good, and I think everyone can tell a story, and everybody is actually very creative. I think I really learned how amazing it is. I think it's also very this time, very now, that everyone can film something and post it. And it's very arrogant of professional artists to think that only professional actors can act. You know, it's true that there's a craft to it and that you need experience to get better. And you cannot give these people a $50 million budget and make a Hollywood blockbuster. Of course, that's something else. But just telling a story,
Yeah.
like everyone can do it.
From this experience, can you now tell what is Serbian storytelling?
I think the humor is really something specific. I think the Serbs have a very good sense of humor. But I also think, like compared to Northern Europe, I think it all has to do with the weather, basically. So in the Netherlands, everything is gray all year, and the people are a bit gray, and the emotions are a bit gray. They're all a bit like in the same range, just like the weather. But here you have really cold winters and really hot summers. And I think people can be really icy cold and fiery hot and really angry and singing from joy and laughing very loud. So everything is more extreme here, just like the weather.
Do you like it more or less personally?
Well, I always I like humor, especially when it has its root in something tragic, and I think that's very much Balkan. It's also it can be quite rude. You know, people are also very direct, but also they can just kiss you for grab you, a stranger or someone you hardly know can just grab you, mwah, druže moje, like that. That does not happen in Netherlands. That passion, I think that hot-bloodedness, stubborn as fuck. You know, everyone knows better than the other one. That's also, I think, with the history. Like in the Netherlands, in the Second World War, after 2 years, people started learning German and thought, okay, this is it, we are Germans now. But the Serbs, they fought 600 years against the Ottomans, and they just refuse to adapt. They don't accept the new reality. They are Serbs.
Yeah.
They have their religion, their language, their habits. Fuck you.
How do you deal with this inat?
I don't have a huge ego. I can just say, I de-escalate. I say, or I laugh at it, or I make a joke, or I ignore it, or I just turn around, walk the other way. I don't need to fight. I know I'm right, but I don't need the other person to agree that I am right. Mm-hmm. The other person can also be right. But in Serbia, it's always the loudest. The loudest is right. We have here an izvor there, so a spring, and the overflow goes in here. So it's collecting the extra water. Once it is full, it goes through this pipe in there. So you can see I just planted a few more berries on that side 2 months ago. And if I need to water it, I can open it here. And then you can see. Ooh. So the water is pushed into that swale, into that lump. And the fruit trees and berry bushes and shit are on there. So they should be getting the water now. Trying to be as lazy as I can, Because if I need to water it, I just do one thing and that's it. But in order to be lazy, you have to do a lot of work first.
You are doing PhD in Novi Sad, and your PhD is about old myths and epic hero.
Yeah.
And you are going to put on a stage 12-hour play. Why do you do it in Serbia?
I couldn't do it in the Netherlands, I couldn't do it in London, and now I'm trying it here through my doctorate degree. So I research the hero. And I need to do a research or an end project, so it's just an attempt to finally make that thing happen. But I think it really fits Serbia as well, because so the theme is about facing your own mortality. It's about death anxiety. I had something like a real terrible personal event in 2007, 2008. That is also one of the reasons why I decided to leave the Netherlands. And it eventually gave me a post-traumatic stress disorder. And I'm totally healed thanks to the Rakija. But I think all of Serbia has a post-traumatic stress disorder. I think everyone here has a form of stress trauma. So I fit in very well here. And I understand people very well here. And I think my trauma is actually also really can resonate with people here, more than in the Netherlands. So in the Netherlands, it's all about identity and wokeism and all sorts of themes. And my mental problems and my life problems are very real and much more connected, I think, to Serbs.
Šta osjećaš kada putuješ u London sada?
Pa tamo osjećam kako se kaže, pripadnost, belonging.
Aha.
Zato što sam tamo odrasla, tamo su mi najbolji prijatelji iz detinjstva. I onda kad idem tamo, meni sve nekako znam sve, poznajem sve, osjećam se onako opuštena i volim, uživam da idem tamo, ali kad ja posmatram kako život tamo teče drugačije, nekako mi se vraćaju kako je to u stvari živjeti tamo je drugačije, skroz drugačije nego živjeti ovdje. Tamo je kvalitet nije uopšte isti. Tamo je standard jako visok, ali kvalitet, ljudi nemaju tako vremena. Na primjer, ovdje moji prijatelji, mi se družimo, imamo puno vremena. Kad oni dolaze i ostaju ceo dan. Da. Ili prenoće, ili tamo u Londonu imam 2 sata, 3 sata, moram da bukiram 2 nedelje unapred. Ne znam, osjećam se da od kad sam ovdje promenila sam se. Nešto se u meni promenilo. Kako sam sa vremenom, kako sam malo usporila, kako gledam drugačije sve i onda kad se vratim u Londonu donesem taj novi pogled i posmatram sve skroz drugačije.
Da li možeš da kažeš da pronašla ovdje svoj dom?
Svoj dom? Sigurno. Da. Ja osjećam se ovdje, pogotovo ovdje na ovoj teritoriji. Stvarno se osjećam kod kuće i da nekako pripadam novoj zemlji ovdje, da.
What do you think how Serbia changed you?
I became a man. I can use a chainsaw. I can kill animals. I can build something. So those very basic man things I can do now. And that is why I came here. To fuck up, to mess up, to make mistakes, to use my hands, to get shocked by electricity when you messed up the electricity, to lay bricks, to make cement and concrete, to own land. Like in the Netherlands, I could never own this much land, right? I could never, ever afford a big house like this. Yeah, no way.
Because it's very expensive.
Very expensive. This in the Netherlands would be millions of euros. I always say I'm a millionaire in dinars, you know? And I feel like a millionaire, really, I really do. But also that makes you a man. Like I have a castle, I have a land, I have a property, I need to protect it, I need to maintain it, I'm responsible for it. I have, you know, those are all things you could never have in the Netherlands. You could have a job and you could have safety and security. Here you have to do that yourself.